for Ivy League competition, which will begin for them in the new year. Final game of 2024 for both underway, tap controlled by the Nittany Lions in the white here at home. Last outing for Penn State, Nick, in Philadelphia against Drexel last week, able to get the win against the Dragons. Right away, Yannick Conan-Niederhauser, the junior from Switzerland, asserting himself in the interior.
What a steal for the Nittany Lions, getting Niederhauser. He has been terrific for them this season. A real difference maker on both ends of the floor. Second
on this team in scoring, 13 points per game for a unit, 88.5 points per contest, top 10 in the nation. There's Levine trying to attack Nick Spinoso, the big, who is adept at passing, finds freshman Braden Foster making his third straight start. Again, Steve Donahue, a lot of coaches, end of non-conference, they got the rotations down pat. Still searching here, and there's the sky ball. Spinoso able to keep his foot off the end line as he hauls in the ball. Penn State struggling to shoot. Just 2 of 8 from long range. Spinoza, 45 pounds, from Port Washington, New York. They had a game where they were right even with George Mason. Last 2 minutes of the first half, fell behind. Baldwin knifes in at the angle. Layup is good.
Oh, that's the beauty of it, is he understands you need to be a scoring threat first, and that opens up the passing game, and always have the defense second guessing when you gotta go back and forth.
Corner look for 3 for George Smith, won't fall. Penn trying to get on track from deep.
At the other end for Kerr. That's what he does best, playing in transition, catching the lob, playing above the rim.
Zanoni left open at the other end. Can't stick it, but fouled. Kern came over and picks up the first. Team can cause them to have a run out like that.
Well, when you're not transition defense, if you're Penn, you need to send at least one guy.
Hit a 3. Neither is Penn State in this game. Both teams 0 for 3, but State, though, equally scuffling. 4 of 12 overall shooting. Spinoso, corner kick. Nice little hesitation and hit there from Polanowski. Conan-Niederhauser, Zach Hicks both back in. And this 6-0 Quaker run has given Penn its first lead of the afternoon. Kern back in. Gets the roll off the window. Shoot it out. Front rim on the triple try from Smith.
Those are the ones you have to knock down. Great opportunity in transition. Smith leaving that one short.
Baldwin, the floater fall. To save it from being over and back. Corner look, Polanowski off the side rim. Penn State maybe rushing the Quakers there a bit. Baldwin finds the bottom.
The Quakers are rushed because the Nittany Lions scrambling everywhere on the defensive end, making the extra rotation. Nothing easy for the Quakers on the offensive end so far.
6 straight now for the Nittany Lions to rocket back in front by 4. Spinoso. You always say when you see a lefty, but Polanowski. Levine has to hoist. Can't hit it, and Stewart pushes to Kerr. Flying in, and a reach-in foul on Penn. He said he got a big juicer from his family, and we joke, you don't need juice, he's got plenty.
And so are these Nittany Lions when they're on the court.
Both of these teams in over 2 minutes, and they've done a decent job defensively. They've only hit 2 of their last 11 shots from the floor. In playing without leading scorer Ethan Roberts, Spinoso going to have to shoulder more of the load than he does.
That was a great 2-man game there.
A little scatter shot right now as far as offensive flow goes for both teams.
Well, if you're the Quakers, I think this kind of tempo plays in your favor, giving themselves a chance to stick around.
Zanoni able to drop it in from deep. Western in action coming up. Minnesota and Washington with home games as well. Lob there. Niederhauser, that's been the most consistent offense for Penn State.
Well, he's been one of the most consistent players all season long for them, serving as a rim protector on defense, and then on offense, he can certainly do that, catch and finish. That was an easy one.
Half dozen now for him to tie it at 17 for the moment. Zanoni able to knock it down.
He's feeling himself a little bit, talking a little smack.
And gonna pick up the tee. He turned right away in that battle of number sevens, giving it to Dominic Stewart right in front of DJ Karstensen. Baldwin shooting the technical at the line, and he throws shooting percentage in the nation. What a weapon. Well, 16 of the 19 points for Penn State have come in the paint. The other 3 at the free throw line. So that's where they've had success in going there again. And Conan Niederhauser ripped down.
Well, that's just textbook offense from the Nittany line.
Conan Niederhauser, he looks to be
playing very congested on the right side.
Baldwin whips it outside. Stewart to the foul line, retreats. Kern, entry pass there for Conan Niederhauser, and you saw and able to hit the really efficient on offense. But the real question comes this week when they step up and Wake. Penn State looking to add to a 6-0 run. Jumper from Dunn won't fall. Penn State doing a lot of that damage from the free throw line. Just one of its last 9. Zanoni and one from beyond the arc.
He's got the hot hand now, playing with a lot of confidence, stepping right into that one in transition. Let's get another look at this. Nice little drop off by Williams. You got to protect the shooter, got to give him space to land. And DeMarco Dunn will get called for that one.
Last year, after suffering a foot fracture. 11 against George Mason last game. It's 13 already for Zanoni. 13 of the 24 for Penn as the Quakers go back in front. Had 6 ties, 5 lead changes, almost another. Now we've got
halfway down and bouncing out.
First bucket of the afternoon for Zach Hicks. 3rd for Penn State in scoring, close to 13 per contest. 5 guys averaging in double figures, and Dillion not far away. 9.8, now the 3 is getting contagious. Polanowski strikes again.
The Quakers have done a good job throwing that skip pass, finding the shooters in the corner, and then making the Penn State defense pay.
His 2nd triple of the game. Hicks. Enze pulls it out. Baldwin probing the baseline. 7 left to shoot. Johnson, tough take. Almost made it, but bumped by Gerhardt.
Couple shots. I was more inclined to dive on the floor, get a little gritty on the.
Jason Knapp with you on this Sunday afternoon with our NBC Sports crew here on. Another clean look for Zanoni. That one does not fall. Hicks wheels it inside for Baldwin. And another foul, 11th of the half on the Penn Quakers.
Aces turning that full court pressure against the Nittany Lions and result transition opportunity.
Baldwin at the stripe. Almost. Spinoso picks up his first personal. 12 fouls now as a team on the Quakers here, with 3 minutes left to go in the half. Kerr attacking, and he finds that one to the box. Back tap there. Penn keeps it alive. Smith wants 3. Can't get it. Johnson. Here by 5. Spinoso on the block. 5 on the shot clock. Working on Conan Niederhauser. Final minute here, opening half. Penn with an opportunity to square things with a triple. Instead, baseline attack. Zanoni finds success.
Beautiful cut and find. Oh, up and under with the left. That was a beautiful finish by Zanoni.
Nice helper there from the freshman Levine from Elmhurst, Illinois. Lob. No defense for that for the Quakers. Conan Niederhauser elevates.
He's He's one of those guys, throw it anywhere near the basket or shot clock, and he will go get it.
A dozen now for the 7-footer from Switzerland. Again, about a second difference between game and shot clock. Penn with the opportunity to hold for the final look of the opening 20 minutes. Spinoza. Zanoti's had the hot hand. Kern all over him. Levine stripped as the horn sounds, or at least the horn for the shot clock violation.
That was good defense by the Nittany Lions, but on the offensive end, Puff Johnson getting in the lane, throwing it up. Niederhauser just rising up, levitating, doing the rest there. Beautiful find.
Penn State will just kill the final fraction of a second on the clock and walk to the locker room in front.
And I don't think anyone expected Penn State to be 0 for 9 from 3. And that's really been the thing that's kept the Quakers in the game. The Nittany Lions just haven't been able to get going.
Haven't been able to get a lot of those transition threes that can lead to good opportunities. We'll see if that changes here, if the defense does its job. Brown patient in the corner, works his way in to hit it from the baseline.
That's a tough shot on the baseline. Nice little floater.
DeLeon beating everybody down the floor for 2.
Well, that's the kind of speed that we're used to seeing from the Nittany Lions, even on a made basket. Up the sideline, DeLeon, easy lay-in.
First bucket for the redshirt sophomore, transfer in from Tennessee. There's a turnover. Nittany Lions on the run.
Yup.
Baldwin surging for a bucket.
That is the Nittany Lion offense.
In the air and turns it over.
He got caught, wasn't sure what he wanted to do with it, and once you leave your feet, that's when you tend to get yourself into trouble.
Spinoza, left open, gets the roll.
Big shot right there by Spinoza. Yeah, cutting this lead to 2, and we've said it all day. The Quakers just hanging around, just lingering, giving themselves a chance.
6th triple of the season for Spinoza. Making a half dozen threes in the game as the team for Penn. Entry, Conan Niederhauser. That right now.
And switching back and forth from man to man. And again, it hasn't allowed.
Getting down to crunch time there. Ready to get into conference play back to last season. Getting a bit of a test here from Penn. DeLeon turns, scores.
It's a solid move by DeLeon. Able to get himself into the paint. Him and Polanowski.
4 turnovers in the last 3.5 minutes here for Penn. And how about that sweet stuff? Baldwin setting up DeLeon. The defense from the senior from St. Louis for Penn State. Lob, yes.
That's what they need to do, get out in transition. We've seen a few of those lobs here today, and Niederhauser making them pay at the rim. It's an easy finish for him.
Zanoni dumps down another 3.
Finding that balance between.
Sam Brown, you talked about as a guy tried to get untracked offensively. Does have a bucket, couple of assists, but now saddled with 4 fouls. And Conan Niederhauser just you standing by that as we get into the heart of conference play?
100%. You know, just the way this team plays together. Coach Mike Rhodes has his blueprint all over this team, and the way they play, the way they trust each other, the way they compete on both.
And for him, that's usually going to be one and another. Penn State, and again, not going to score 88 points per game in Big Ten play. If they do, that'd be quite the accomplishment. But the more realistic number, maybe about 80 per game. Again, they had 81 in the win here against Purdue, 76 in the loss at Rutgers. He talks about possessions. We get 72 to 75 possessions per game. Then our margin for error is bigger. We like our chances. Up and underneath, Braden Foster, who only played 3 minutes in the first half with 2 fouls, able to scoop and score.
Yeah, well, that's the beauty of analytics. It gives you some insight as to what the sweet spot is in terms of pace, style of play, and Mike Rhodes certainly knows what he wants from his guys. As Kern, nice spin move, getting into the lane. Oh, crafty finish there. Tapped underneath, and refs calling the foul.
Long range three knocked down from Levine.
It's a timely bucket right there.
Moved to 8-0 at home, 11-2 overall. Kern. Conan Niederhauser, another offensive board. Hicks, short on the three. Nittany Lions still do not have a made triple in this game. Hicks will walk his way in for the deuce. Half the time of this second half for Penn. Johnson. Second chance. Yes, and one.
Themselves in the foot with second chance opportunities like this. And whole strategy here in terms of getting those 72 to 75 possessions, speeding up the game, making their opponent uncomfortable.
And they've made Penn uncomfortable enough in this half to pull away. But Spinoso, another confident move, able to turn and score. One of two Quakers in double figures. Zanoni leads the way with 18. Spinoso has 13. Penn again staying in range. Baldwin to Zanoni. Rimmed out. Ace on the move. And he'll shoot a pair.
It was a great opportunity for Baldwin to speed up the game.
A chip in, 3 assists, couple of boards. Baldwin back to the line. Smith, Princeton #1, Yale #2, followed by Brown and Cornell. All around again. Basketball team's 10-2. Shout out to Katie Schumacher-Cawley and the Penn State women's volleyball team. Memorable run to the national title here in the past couple of weeks. And Penn State
paying off in one moment.
Able to lead the team to the NCAA tournament a couple of years ago, and then shifting off for Notre Dame. Mike Rhodes
They've stuck with their game plan, and again, Mike Rhodes, his imprint and style of play is evident with this team and the roster to go along with it. Just really fitting together perfectly.
Another lob and another easy two. Ace trying to direct a little traffic. Back out Johnson. Yes!
I was just about to say, you would think the law of averages would come into play and they would finally get one to drop. And Puff Johnson breaking the drought.
First three of the afternoon. Underneath, Foster gets the lay-in for 2. Timeout. Again, students off clearly for holiday break. So a lot of young Penn State fans, opportunity to come see the Nittany Lions in person, and they see Puff Johnson pound one down.
Wow, what a pass by Baldwin in transition, threading the needle. Oh, and DeLeon took a hard hit there.
Zanoni able to drain his 5th 3 of the game.
He got leveled there. Hopefully he's okay.
Zanoni, 21 points now. 15 to the first half, 6 after the break. Guess DeLeon's okay.
Well, no need to check for a concussion. Eyesight, balance, A-okay.
Spinoso wheeling inside for 2.
Yeah, that's what Spinoso is great at, just quarterbacking this offense, making those decisions in the short roll.
Drive there for DeLeon after the 3. Now gets 2 on the excursion to the bucket. Again, those t-shirts just went out. Heard some of the kids in the background scream it up. How about Smith flashing to the cup and a chance for a 3-point play.
On the head there, careless foul.
To start looking at that as you get ready to jump into conference play.
Every game counts, especially come tournament time. God forbid you're a fringe or a bubble team.
Baldwin deep in the shot clock. Drains it. Nittany Lions feel at home when the game is this way. With that more back and forth. Kern. He'll wheel in and get the roll off the window.
Just so solid with his dribble drive His athleticism, able to maintain body control, and just great finisher around the rim. Very underrated.
5 guys in double figures again for Penn State. So Leon able to pick that out. And now foul in the back on Levine, tangling with Ace Baldwin, who's got a double-double.
Covering Rutgers tomorrow against Columbia.
Change down the stretch. Or at least some of the other backup makes an appearance coming up a bit later too. True walk-on for this group. Levine in. Still in attack mode, and he'll work his
play the right way, can buy into the system.
And the education, as you look at Penn's schedule, start to and get them to help out. So that's been a challenge. Crazy save there for Levine down the other end. And Gerhardt can't put it in. But Coach Donahue talked about doing a lot of new things like walk-in talks before practice. As you see Carter stick the 3 to try.
Less roster change than other power conferences, but nonetheless, there's many challenges that come with a head coaching job nowadays.
Under 2 minutes left to go here at the Bryce Jordan Center. 3 on the way for Penn, and they'll get Stewart out there banging into Polanowski. And free.
Obey the principles that you've been teaching. And right there, that was
400 as a college head coach. It's crazy, Nick. You get his first. A player coming back from injury, able to hit a game-winning 3. Said it felt like yesterday.
And for Mike Rhodes, the self-awareness and the way that he describes himself, all gas, no brakes, just spot on.
On the inside, there's Joe Sedora, setting that table for his team last year with all the new personnel. Some exactly what Penn State's all about now.
I said it after their defense. It's just a tough matchup, and they do a lot of things very well on the offensive end.
Corner look for Zanoni, and maybe a bright spot for Penn going forward. That young man has found some confidence from long range. Give him 6 threes in the game, 24 points, crushing his previous career high at 11.
He single-handedly kept the Quakers in this game in the first half, just not enough here in the second.
How about 7 for number 7 from beyond the arc?
As you said, maybe this, even though it resulted in a loss, maybe it serves as a confidence booster for him and this team moving forward, where they can gain some momentum and start shooting the ball the way they know they can.
Penn hanging with Penn State for a half, but Mike Rhodes' team asserting its dominance after the intermission. 11th win of the year for the Nittany Lions, and career win number 400 for Mike Rhodes. Penn State gets it done. 86-66. And when you add it up, Nick, despite that subpar offensive first half, the number is right around where